because when you're in Europe, things are a little bit different. And he's riding a little bit bigger bike over there. They've got Yamaha 250 engines in the motorcycle he's riding. So I think that probably helped him a little bit, just get that little extra experience.
Just all the experience. There's no replacement for a young rider than going and getting those opportunities and being put in different situations and just learning, no matter what it is, new tracks, new environment, and that's huge.
And just listening to the interview, I don't think he was expecting Kenzie to be there.
He wasn't. He was a little bit surprised, thinking it was going to kind of be like it was yesterday. But as you mentioned all weekend, when we go racing, things can change. Whatever you expect when we go racing, usually the unexpected happens.
Especially here, all these kids had a night of they got a night overnight to sleep, and we know it's easy. You can every weekend you go to bed, you come back and you find that half second that you were just processing overnight, and these kids are like sponges, right? So they're able to process and learn so much from one day to another. And man, the backwards track, the difference one day makes is insane.
Also, I mean, you can speak on this as an amateur. You start building these rivalries for kids at a young age. I remember flat tracking Brian Smith, dude. That was like my target every year, and every race before the amateur nationals when I was practicing, that's who I was thinking about. Tony Myron from California. So you really, such a young age, you really do start building these rivalries with these kids, and that's what's going to push you to new levels.
Me and Brad Baker went at it every single year at amateur nationals. I know exactly what you're saying. And it's not like you're not friends, but when you race against a competitor, most of your child career, and you both are really good, you kind of step up the ladder together.
You're both going to be the next guy.
Yeah, you guys are fighting for everything, and then to have the AMA National Championship, the final, the first ever one, they want that.
Luckily for us, because that was a great race, and you could just see, like you said, Monty was a little bit surprised, but now we're heading into the Stock 50, one of the best races we had yesterday. 5-rider pack at the front. Looking forward to that. The ages in this class is 6 to 8, so this is our youngest field.
Yeah, this was an epic race yesterday. Like you said, the top 5 were just neck and neck, and we saw so many passes. This is truly the beginning of the start to growing the next generation of racers. It starts with this 50 class here. These kids are 6 to 8 years old, and you can see they're so small. They've got their parents out there, crew member, making sure they know where they go, where they're lining up, and it's so funny. When I was here in qualifying, Raj, I was like, man, these kids are so tiny out there. I mean, they might be as tall as you, but for me, they might be a little bit.
Got a different man on pole today, or cruise texture. Just everything's different today.
Yeah, and qualifying was tight, really, really tight. As we go to the warm-up lap, what's crazy and I think so funny is the warm-up lap, these kids are treated like a race.
Oh yeah, look at them, 5 wides. We go to the starting grid there on pole. We mentioned it, cruise texture, Nico Bendel, Chase Jazikoff there running out the front row. Then his brother Cooper there 4th, Ron Masanga there 5th, Skylar Locke 6th. Round out the 2nd row. Moving on to the 3rd row, we got Michael Sarkis, Chip Sampley, Tassine Stone there 3rd. 10th, Zachary Tancredi. 11th, Bruno Bolanos to round out the 4th row.
And we have the top 5 covered by 1 second, but we saw yesterday when these kids latch on, they're like, I don't want to say, but they're like leeches. They do not allow anybody to get away, as we're going to take a look at the championship standings.
Yeah, we see Chase there with the 17-point lead over his brother Cooper. Ron Masanga there, 17 points back as well. 2nd and 3rd is tied. The Cruz there 4th. Michael Sarkis, those guys within 32 points. Talk about this class really being competitive. You can make up a lot of points if let's say Chase has a bad race today, so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, Chase is starting 3rd. Only a couple tenths off, but it'll be interesting to see how things played out. Yesterday he had it his own way. He had his head down.